Welcome back to Ellen Road. It's Leeds United 0, Arsenal 1. Alan Smith has struck the only goal of the game so far, that after 20 minutes. So Leeds a lot of work to do if they're to take the points here. And I noticed that Howard Wilkinson has gone straight down to the dugout for the start of the second half. That's unusual. He usually chooses a time midway through the second half before he does that. And there he is taking his seat. He knows Arsenal are going to be a tough nut to crack. And now we'll see if he's been able to change the strategy at all. Dorigo up towards speed. A bit of a wrestling match, and a free kick awarded against the Leeds player. Chapman right on the halfway line, and he's fouled by O'Leary. Linnigan, in fact. Linnigan, who stuck with him. These three centre-backs that Arsenal have got. So imposing. Chapman again was shadowed by Linnigan, but it's broken for Strachan. And he darts away and gives the ball for McAllister. Sterling, it might be... No, it's a great ball in, and Chapman knocks it back. Here comes Dorigo to strike it with the left foot, and it flashes wide. And Dorigo hasn't got his shooting boots on at Ellen Road as yet. He is capable of scoring goals, and he'll be disappointed to have slashed this one wide of the goal. Sterling's cross, curving wickedly away from Seaman. Chapman does really well to nudge it back into Dorigo's path, and on the left foot, he slices wide. Batty, named by Graham Taylor in the England squad for the match at Wembley next week against Germany. That's a free kick. For Leeds, given away by Campbell. Leeds looking for the breakthrough. Remember, their two home games so far have produced a victory against Nottingham Forest and a draw against Sheffield Wednesday. A somewhat scrambled draw as well. 4 minutes from time when they got the equaliser there. And they trail now. Arsenal, remember, looking for their first away point of the season. Merson tries to show a clean pair of heels to Batty. He does that. Now he's got Sterling. Beats away his challenge as well. Excellent work from Merson. He now tees up Winterburn, and he's gone through. And a second goal for Alan Smith. And Arsenal really rock Leeds there with the quality of their attack. Much of it down to Paul Merson, and executed with brutal efficiency by Alan Smith. No wonder he's laughing about it. Again, it's on the left foot. Merson had done so well, and then Winterburn, I think he was attempting a shot, and it went straight across and found the left boot of Smith, and it was too good for Lukic. There's Winterburn, and Smith slides it in past Lukic. It's 2-0 for Arsenal, and that's after 49 minutes. So Leeds need something quickly now. They are in trouble. That's a great blow for Arsenal to have struck so early in the second half. And Merson now plays it into space for Thomas. And the quality of Arsenal's passing again to be admired. Speed wins it for Leeds, though. Fired out by Strachan as far as Dorigo. Chapman calling for it. And there's an appeal for a handball against Dixon, but Dorigo's got a second chance. And that one's looping it, and Seaman knocking it down rather uncomfortably, but it mattered not because it's away back into the Leeds half. You get the feeling Arsenal are really on top of their game and fired up for this match. Strachan tussling as hard as ever. There he is again. Through for Chapman. Takes it back. He'll have to come left. Dorigo again looking for the quality cross. Seaman at the second attempt gathers. It's a real headache for Howard Wilkinson. Arsenal, he didn't find a way to beat them last year in 6 meetings, and Arsenal are very much in the driving seat at 2-0 again now. Arsenal did, of course, win here eventually in that FA Cup marathon in the 4th meeting. Goals from Dixon and Merson on that occasion were good enough for them, and they lead 2-0 at the moment. Merson really showing his wizardry in creating that second goal for Smith. McClellan trapping the ball and then putting it straight forward through to Seaman. Once more it's Arsenal on the break, using the pace of Campbell up against McClelland, and I know the feeling in the Arsenal camp was that they might be able to really attack John McClelland. They're trying to put pressure on the big Northern Ireland man. Free kick for Leeds. Chapman's header on for Strachan this time, and he does get away, and McAllister's ball, a good one for Wallace, turning and twisting and getting inside the area. Eventually O'Leary knocking it off his toe end. Leeds still have a lot to do in this match. Chapman tries to beat away Linnigan. It's It's a difficult one for Seaman to take. Chapman did well to cut it back. Well, if Arsenal have had a slow start to the season, there's been no evidence of it here tonight. Dorigo's ball, not a good one. It's gone through to Smith, and he's got in behind the defence once more, and across the face of goal, and it whipped by Lukic's right hand and missed the right upright by no more than a foot. He's in lethal form tonight, Alan Smith. And here's a message to Graham Taylor, all right, from Alan Smith. He is in the sharpest form. He was extremely unlucky not to complete a hat-trick. And he'll chase this one as well, and White will get there first. McClelland. Chapman was calling for it up the middle, and now Dorigo hits it up towards the Leeds centre forward. Wallace. The Leeds throw as O'Leary puts it out of play. Plenty of men up, but the high ball not much use to them. They have to find different avenues. Here's one for McAllister, maybe. Rather optimistic appeals for handball. So McAllister instead tries to nick it through, and this time there is a handball given against the Arsenal man. And a free kick for Leeds. Davis was the culprit. Imperative for Leeds, if they're to get back into the game, that they score early. 2-1 would look so much better for them than 2-0. 57 minutes gone. Strachan's free kick. Seaman coming for it. And under no pressure at all, he gathers and bowls it out. Merson again, the layoff for Thomas. This time it has fallen for speed. Arsenal covering and tackling tigerishly. Chapman deflecting it down, and Wallace almost there. So was O'Leary. Arsenal want to have treatment applied to Michael Thomas, who's on his haunches on the halfway line. And trainer Gary Lewin comes on to administer whatever's required. David Rocastle here, one of Arsenal's two substitutes tonight. The other one is defender Colin Pates. Michael Thomas, the man who struck that dramatic, most dramatic of all perhaps, goals at the end of the season before last at Liverpool to win Arsenal the title. He's all right again. Arsenal have won 2 championships since George Graham took over as their manager. Now McAllister. And speed. Again, Arsenal are really covering every approach. Strachan, harried by Merson, runs the ball out. Merson doing as well in defence there as he did in attack a few minutes ago. Free kick against Sturland. Campbell got in first again. And he stretches now to find Merson. Tussling with Batty, who did well. Some good individual scores being settled down there at the moment. Free kick already taken. The pace has hardly ever slackened. Up for Chapman. Batty killed the ball beautifully. Strachan waits for support down the right. It arrives in the shape of Sturland. Leeds at the moment are only winning free kicks, throw-ins, corners, and for all their pressure they've struggled to put Seaman under any pressure in terms of shots on goal. Strachan, hard driven. It was Sturland who tried to get in there, so does McAllister. Arsenal again get bodies around. There seem to be so many yellow shirts inside that penalty area whenever Leeds do get a chance. And there's one of them, O'Leary. Such a competitor. Chapman first will hold it up. Cleared by Merson this time. But for all their pressure, Leeds still unable to get shots in on goal. They start again with Dorigo. And that will be a goal kick. Off the head of Lee Chapman. Former Arsenal man, of course, had a very short spell with the Gunners, 23 games, scoring 4 goals for them. Wins his duel with Chapman, and Arsenal come forward in numbers again. McClellan stretches to keep it away from Campbell, but it's picked up this time by Lee Dixon. He finds Smith, the little header from Smith towards Merson, intercepted by McClellan. Leeds breathe again. Arsenal have looked so dangerous in possession. The quality of their passing has never wavered, and they come again now with that big man Campbell. Smith's calling for it. .63 minutes gone, and 2 goals from Alan Smith separate the sides. What good goals they were from a striker, both with the left foot. This is Merson. Wants to take on Sturland. He's also got Winterburn supporting him. Here he is. Nigel Winterburn will have a go himself, and he's had no more success than Dorigo did earlier in the game. And here is Dorigo, who has a chance to play for England certainly next week in the absence of Stuart Pearce. Found by McClellan this time. Just too far ahead of speed. It's Lee Dixon who's burying his head in the turf at the moment. Strachan saying it. Let's get on with the game to the referee. He's always involved in the game, even when it's stopped. On the bench for Leeds tonight, David Wetherill, who's just enjoying a little chat there with Colin Pates. Steve Hodge down on his haunches for the moment. And they're now joined by David Rocastle. So you've got the quartet there, who could figure later. Now at last play restarts. A Leeds throw. Chapman tussling for it, so is Wallace here, and this will be a Leeds corner. So some encouragement for them with 25 minutes left. But they're 2 goals down. And Arsenal have been formidable tonight. Strachan takes it, Seaman tries to come, Speed does, Wallace beaten away. Here's McAllister heading it into the net, but the whistle had already sounded, and it does not count. The whistle had already sounded. McAllister leads the complaints. So Gary McAllister, a goal scorer in the midweek win here against Nottingham Forest, bitterly disappointed. It's going to be a Leeds penalty. Strachan has placed the ball on the spot. He felt that the goal should have been given to him in any event. But the referee had blown the whistle, and Leeds are still complaining to Bob Nixon. The penalty had already been awarded. And Strachan, who converted 2 successfully at Southampton last week, has the chance to bring Leeds back into the game. Strachan versus Seaman. It's 2-1, he can smile now. The arms are raised, and it all worked out in the end for Leeds. They were hoping McAllister's header would count. It didn't. Strachan's little chip did. Cheekily taken. And after 66 minutes, Strachan puts Leeds back into it. His 3rd goal of the season. Well, let's have a look at that incident again here. Straight from the corner. Now there are players jostling for it. There's the back header from Speed. Wallace had gone in for it. Headed out there, headed back in by McAllister, and the whistle had already sounded, and honestly, I'm not sure why. Merson breaks for Arsenal. Leeds put under more pressure now, but Sterling beats him away this time. Here's Speed, who played his part in that goal. He was involved in the build-up to the penalty. Batty. So Leeds might have a spring in their step again now. McAllister's come to meet it. Reverse ball for Batty. Crowd urging him to have another shot. Strachan through. Here's Lee Chapman coming for it, and it's taken away from the end of his toe by Adams. Leeds 1, Arsenal 2, and another titanic tussle between these two sides. There's so little between them, and yet Arsenal had played so well in that first 65-minute spell. You felt Leeds might never score tonight. They have now, and it's going to be interesting to see how Arsenal react. Strachan plies a good ball. Sterling, the pressure really on Arsenal, but they get bodies round, and Sterling doesn't able to get the cross in. So he does win his tackle on Merson. Flicked on by Smith. It's a glorious night for watching football. Two of the top teams in the country here, coming at one another's throats in a good footballing sense, of course. It's Wallace. Now it's Batty. Dorigo looking to make some space. He finds Speed. The ball in, McAllister couldn't get there. McClelland stomps forward to play it to Wallace, but a free kick awarded for Arsenal. Well, the last time Mr. Nixon was here, Crystal Palace won 2-1. I wonder if another London club is to repeat that result. Again, Leeds try to pick up the pace. Wallace and Speed, Dorigo and Batty. White. And Strachan. They tried a little turn inside Winterburn, the fullback read it well. And Merson comes for Arsenal. And he's got a man running through the middle. This could be the third for Arsenal. Thomas was the man who got into the position, but he couldn't finish it off because Lukic again was alert. But Merson has been outstanding tonight for Arsenal. He fed Thomas with the perfect pass, and Lukic was very brave. Batty just knocked it too far. Spins away from the head of an Arsenal man for Chris White. Unable to find Batty, however, and Dixon releases the powerful Campbell. It's Campbell against McClelland, and Campbell in the penalty area. McClelland does superbly well. Goodness me, what a test for him that was. Through from McAllister to Chapman. The layoff is to Dorigo, and now McAllister again. Good interplay by Leeds. Strachan, McAllister, he's been involved in it 3 times already. Strachan again. Here's Wallace on the chest. And brilliantly done by Merson again. Poor Merson has been so creative in attack for Arsenal, and in defence too. He's got about and got back there to deny what might have been Rodney Wallace's first goal for Leeds United. On the chest, and this is a striker coming back to take the ball away. Leeds' corner, up goes Speed for it, headed out of play by Linnigan, a second Leeds corner. They look quite rampant at the moment with 18 minutes left. They're trying to get back level. No flick on, Merson away once more. Back from Dorigo to Batty. Strachan makes a run in behind the defender, falls under the challenge, and there was no foul. No foul, and Strachan himself acknowledges that, which is good to see because some of the crowd were howling. There was no contact made. And a push given against Chapman. But Arsenal's hearts will be pounding a little. They've lost their opening 2 away league fixtures. And all of a sudden it's a different game now that Leeds have clawed their way back into it. "17 minutes left. Neatly done by Batty. Chapman won the challenge that time. And Strachan, little legs pumping away, goes on, finds Dorigo again. Here's the ball in from Dorigo. It was above Wallace and knocked out by Adams. Arsenal have reorganised a little. Here Wallace, Strachan, it clipped his heel. That was O'Leary who saved the situation that time. A rather tired pass from Merson. Well, it might be. He's never stopped running. Up from Lukic. Strachan dictating things at the moment, and Batty hitting against the defender Winterburn. Campbell versus White. The break was to Smith. Now Dixon struggled to keep that ball in play. And Smith again shows his quality. And finding Thomas. McAllister sprints forward, pursued by Thomas. Still he's there. Merson picks it up for Arsenal. And Leeds have got 2 men back and Arsenal have 3 men up front. Smith calling for it wide right, and here goes Smith into the area. McClelland can do no more than put it behind for the corner kick for Arsenal. It's been a really testing time that Alan Smith has given John McClelland. Arsenal's corner, the time that managers are thinking about making substitutions, but they've got the original 22 out there at the moment. Davis with it. Weird corner, it flopped at Strachan's foot. Strachan took a tumble, offside against Arsenal. Speed for Leeds. Sterling tries to find Wallace up there, which he does well. Strachan, good ball from him. Now McAllister. Again Arsenal, get men back. Sterling won it, Wallace gets in here behind the defender. Still Wallace cutting it across and knocked away. But the whistle had sounded for a free kick against Wallace. Both sides will make their substitutions now. Everybody looking inquiringly to see who will be replaced. Steve Hodge is certainly coming on for Leeds. And Howard Wilkinson checking with Strachan. Sterling already receiving treatment. Thomas has come off for Arsenal to be replaced by David Rocastle. Hodge ready to come on. There is David Rocastle, vastly experienced player, of course. Still uncertain as to who is going to come off here for Leeds. I think it's going to be Mel Sterland. It is. Sterland who's started a game for the first time at home this season, replaced then by the other England international Hodge, who scored a goal on his debut for Leeds against Sheffield Wednesday as a substitute. Dorigo for Leeds, pepping it up by coming into Arsenal's half. Wallace has been darting around this half, but he falls under that tackle, and Arsenal break, and again they've got 3 men up. They do come so quickly. This is Campbell, leading the thrust, going on the outside of McClellan. He's got Rocastle behind him. Here's Rocastle, the substitute. He can round it off. Lukic makes another excellent stop, and it's Strachan there to aid the clearance. Lukic has made 3 excellent stops tonight, and Rocastle, within a minute of coming on, might well have scored here and wrapped up the points for Arsenal. The back heel from Campbell opened the way for him. He took his time, eventually slices the shot in, and a one-handed palm away by Lukic. What a good game it is. Here now is Dorigo, taking it from speed. Ball in. Put straight up in the air by Tony Adams. Leeds trying to turn the screw again. The goal kick. The second time that Seaman has hit a very poor goal kick straight to the opposition, but they were unable to profit. So, a part of his game he'll be working on. 9 minutes left. Leeds 1, Arsenal 2. Chapman's header into the area, taken out again by Dixon. It's all Leeds now, but can they rescue a point as they did here against Sheffield Wednesday in their last home game? Headed up in the air by Dorigo. Chapman underneath it. Another ball supplied in. Tricky one for Arsenal to defend against. McAllister went for it. He was the tallest man in there, but it's a goal kick. It's a free kick for Leeds, won by Batty. Everything Leeds do now has to be positive. It breaks for Gary Speed. Arsenal again weather the storm. Leeds might have been in trouble then. Down the left, they are in trouble. Down the right, here's Kevin Campbell. Oh, he won't be too happy about the end product. The action has never ceased. Winterburn intercepting from McAllister. Merson will show a clean pair of heels again and find Winterburn. Only one man in the area. Oh, and Lukic comes and gathers beautifully. He's not put a foot wrong tonight. Strachan. Well, it's found its way through to Hodge, and he's wriggled his way past Linnigan. Cuts it back. Wallace checking it inside the area. He tees up Speed. Oh, a terrific strike from Speed. And it's zoomed over the Arsenal crossbar. He struck 2 glorious goals last week, but tonight his arrow's just over the bar. Free kick awarded to Arsenal. The Kop we'll be praying that Arsenal don't get a third here. 29,396 at Ellen Road on this evening. A perfect evening in terms of conditions, but Leeds don't like the result too much at the moment, and I think there's going to be a booking for time wasting here for Lee Dixon. 5 minutes now on the clock to go. Arsenal taking their time, and the result is going to be a yellow card for Lee Dixon. He's telling Gordon Strachan to go away. Davis from White. To go out of play from the boot of Wallace, and Leeds' substitute David Weatherall was the one to throw the ball back. He senses the urgency. Well, amazingly, the ball has stayed in play all the time there, but there'll be a free kick against Smith and for Leeds. Leeds stream forward in numbers, hoping for a late breakthrough. They'll have a throw-in, and we're in the 86th minute. And Leeds are going to bring on Weatherall, but not until this throw-in has been taken, and the cross has come in. It's long. In goes McAllister, here's Lee Chapman, and it's 2-2! And the priceless boot of Lee Chapman restores it to status quo as a match. And Leeds have fought back from 2 down, and just as in the 86th minute against Sheffield Wednesday, they scored an equaliser, so they've got one here against Arsenal, and it's that man Chapman who seems to relish playing against Arsenal. McAllister certainly played his part with the header, and Chapman's lunging boot did the rest. 2-2. Well, how Leeds love the 86th minute. It's taken on here, and Wallace could even win it for Leeds now. Slam bang into the crowd. That was a good chance. The ball won off the defender by Batty, and Wallace on the angle trying to beat Seaman. He couldn't. David Weatherall was about to come on to make his Football League debut just before Leeds took that throw-in, which led to the equaliser. Oh, poor lad. How he'd love to have said he came on in the minute that Leeds equalised against Arsenal. He seems to see the funny side of it anyway. Wallace, 1 against 1. Here he goes on, Rodney Wallace. He can't win it this time. Oh, it's been laid back here for Chapman. He could win it. Hooked over the top of the Arsenal crossbar by no more than a foot. They played him in, and the Arsenal defence is creaking. And when you consider last season, they conceded so few goals throughout the season. Their proud boast was the number of clean sheets. Here they let Lee Chapman in. What a hero he would have been if he'd scored. And now all of a sudden it's Arsenal under pressure. What a strange game, and a glorious game football is when it's played like this. All the drama of the occasion. 1 minute left. A bit of injury time to add on. 2-2. Linnigan's header out as far as Strachan. Neither side will want to lose it now. Then it breaks to Batty, on for Strachan. A little toe poke by him, he's still there. Hodge, Batty. Good moments these for Leeds. Chapman's coming once more. And Arsenal under enormous pressure, driven by Batty. Left-footed and wide. Well, he seems determined to get more shots on goal. Well, it really would be a shame for either side to lose it now. Wonderful entertainment. Arsenal 2 goals up through Alan Smith. Leeds coming back with a controversial penalty, and then Lee Chapman equalising 4 minutes from the end. A classic contest. It's been played like an FA Cup semi-final. One last chance for Leeds, maybe. They will have the throw-in. And a roar goes up. Leeds look for the winner. The ball inside the area, headed out, and now Arsenal try to break. But Strachan is there. Wallace does win it in the air. And the man marking him, Adams, got a bang on the head at the same time. O'Leary to clear it. And now the referee quite rightly has stopped play, although some of the crowd boo, because he's closest to Tony Adams. He knows he's got a bang on the head. And the trainer is called on, and Leeds now will in fact bring on David Wetherell for Tony Dorigo. Just for this last few seconds. And what a time to make your league debut. Dorigo coming off to a warm reception, and he's to be replaced by David Wetherell, the young chemistry student. He's studying for a degree at university, and he comes on for a league debut against Arsenal, the champions, in the very last minute. Wallace was wrestled away by Dixon, and Leeds have another chance. The scoreboard showing 90 minutes have been played. A Leeds free kick. There will be pandemonium if they score. They've left only McClelland back. The ball delivered. In again goes McAllister for it. He's won his share of ball in the air, and Winterburn, a vital stretch, but he's able to do no more than give away a throw-in. Taken now. Strachan for Leeds. Goes on towards the edge of the area. And now Arsenal are able to take the sting out of it. Although it's another Leeds throw-in. Referee Nixon has looked at the watch. Played up to the edge of Arsenal's penalty area once again. Out by Linnigan. Yet again the free kick is for Leeds, but is there time for them to win it? Is there time for Arsenal to win it? White's free kick. There can only be seconds. It's coming down towards McAllister. The ball in is a bit long, I fancy. Wetherell tussling for it, getting his first touch of the ball in league football. Speed. Free kick again going to go to Leeds. Arsenal under enormous pressure, and it's been a good comeback by Leeds from 2 down. He didn't fancy their chances at all when Smith got the second. But they've got back level, and here they're coming and looking again. But the whistle sounds. A truly excellent game of football ends with honours equal. And I think that's about right as George Graham and Howard Wilkinson shake hands down on the touchline. 2 goals from Alan Smith gave Arsenal a distinct advantage. Lee Chapman there with the equaliser on 86 minutes after a Gordon Strachan penalty had brought Leeds back into it. But the overall winner was football, a marvellous match, and it ended Leeds United 2, Arsenal 2.